Hello, you're watching Hornbill TV's top stories of this week. Starting off, this has to be the story of the week. Uttarakhand scripted history in the country by being the first state to implement a uniform civil code which presents common law for marriage, divorce, inheritance of property, etc. The act is based on the draft submitted by a high-level committee formed by the Uttarakhand government under the chairmanship of retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana P. Desai. The framers of the constitution had initially wanted the UCC to be implemented in the whole country but faced resistance from the ever-large and diverse minority communities in the country, which is why it was included in the constitution's directive principles of state policy. Article 44 in the DPSP found in Part 4 of the constitution states that the state shall endeavour to secure for the citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India, which means the state can only endeavour to achieve a common code among its citizens rather than enforce it. Reports indicate that the Uttarakhand draft recommends a complete ban on polygamy and polyandry while establishing a uniform marriageable age for girls across all religions. The draft mandates compulsory marriage registrations and guarantees a maintenance allowance for women of all faith. The proposed bill also seeks to make offences like halala, iddat and triple talaq punishable. Now, from requiring compulsory registration with the state while starting or ending a live-in relationship for couples, a record of which will be kept in a police station, providing for maintenance to the woman when deserted by her partner, to prescribing jail term of up to 6 months for not producing a certificate of the relationship, these are some of the clauses in the UCC Act. This clause raises eyebrows and also raises questions of privacy and liberty, as the bill requires the partners to notify the registrar within a month of entering into a live-in relationship and while terminating a live-in relationship. It prescribes a jail term of up to 3 months for not registering a live-in relationship. In case of failing to produce a certificate of live-in relationship, a term of 6 months is prescribed on conviction. But the Uttarakhand government, though, has cleared that the members belonging to the scheduled tribes community will remain out of the purview of the Uniform Civil Code. Now, in some state news that created quite a buzz, in a recent meeting organized by the Department of School Education and SCERT advisor, transparent and based solely on merit. Later during the week, Advisor Yome, clarifying his statement, said that he was not trying to wage a war against any tribe, but was just stating the fact, mentioning that he was wildly misquoted. Further trying to contain the issue, Chief Minister Nipurio said that Yome was just expressing himself according to his findings and that the recruitment process would be strictly followed according to the rules and regulations established, and that recruitment would not happen on the basis of the advisor's statement. If in the education sector too, isms, a word which is very common to the Nagas, start to crop up, what happens to the quality of education given to our young Naga boys and girls is also a matter of grave concern. Moving on to the issue that was last week's buzz, the free movement regime being scrapped, the Ministry of Home Affairs has decided to scrap the free movement regime between India and Myanmar to ensure the internal security of the country and to maintain the demographic structure of India's northeastern states bordering Myanmar. Union Home Minister and Minister of Cooperation Amit Shah, in his post on X, said that it is Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's resolve to secure our borders. The Ministry of Home Affairs has decided that the free movement regime between India and Myanmar be scrapped to ensure the internal security of the country and to maintain the demographic structure of India's northeastern states bordering Myanmar. Since the Ministry of External Affairs is currently in the process of scrapping it, MHA has recommended the immediate suspension of the FMR. The move was hailed by Chief Ministers of Assam, Manipur, but a lot of tribal CSOs have flayed the recent move. Responding on this matter, Nagaland Chief Minister Nipurio, while speaking to the media, said that there has to be regulations and that the people along the border were not following guidelines and for which there is insurgency in the northeast states. He further stated that the Myanmar side has become a safe haven and a lot of problems and activities are going on along the border. Nonetheless, he said the state government will do what is necessary after consultations and will take certain actions to check the illegal activities happening at the border, regulate it and find a solution with the people. Mass public rallies were held across various places of Eastern Nagaland under the banner of Eastern Nagaland People's Organization. In the protest, Eastern Nagaland People's Organization declared that it will not back down from its demand for a separate administrative dispensation for the eastern areas they call the Frontier Naga Territory. ANPO's President R. Tsapikyu urged the people of the eastern areas of Nagaland to stay united and to not lose heart. The president of the ANPO, R. Tsapikyu, spoke about the various factors and issues pertaining to the demand for a Frontier Naga Territory. He said the movement for achieving the demand has turned 13 years and claimed it is a demand of all the people of the eastern areas irrespective of age and positions. Therefore, he claimed, no one can deny the demand. After thorough deliberations and drafting, the demand was presented, and Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister of India, also assured that there will be a solution within 1 or 2 weeks, he said. However, there has been no progress being made on this. R. Tsapikyu said. The rally adopted a resolution and submitted to the Governor of Nagaland through the Deputy Commissioner of Twensang. The resolution stated that the people of Twensang shall be compelled to take a course of action if their sentiments were not honoured. For more state news, officials of the Central Bureau of Investigation on February 8th raided a premise of the Agriculture Department in Kohima and Nagaland in connection to what is reported to be a misappropriation of funds of a farming project. Reports said the case involved unexplained cash, the exact amount of which has not yet been confirmed. The unexplained cash is being linked to officials of the Nagaland Agriculture Department. The CBI raided the Department of Agriculture's premises both at the Directorate and the Administrative Office at the Nagaland Civil Secretariat in capital town Kohima on Thursday. According to reports, the case is related to a cash haul at the Delhi airport in December 2023, during which unexplained cash amounting to approximately Rs 70 lakh was allegedly found on 3 Nagaland government officials at the time. The case is said to have implicated 3 officials comprising an IS officer and 2 from Nagaland Agriculture Department. The identities of the officials are yet to be confirmed. Available information say that the case pertains to an International Fund for Agriculture Development funded project called Fostering Climate Resilient Upland Farming System in the Northeast region. During an interaction with the reporters in Dimapur on Thursday, Chief Minister Nipurio did not elaborate on the matter but just said cash was seized from the airport. Later, the Directorate of Agriculture put out a clarification stating that no such raids had taken place in the Agriculture Department Directorate nor the Administrative Office on the 8th of February, and that the 2 officials implicated were not from the Agri Department. While one affirms, one denies. Now, coming to our neighbouring state, as the Assam legislative session is currently on, there were questions raised by the opposition in the assembly about encroachments on Assam lands. In this regard, the Minister for Border Protection and Development of Assam, Atul Bora, told the State Legislative Assembly on Wednesday that Nagaland had encroached into Assam's territories for as many as 28 times in the last 2 years. Bora informed the House that in the last 2 years, there were 3 encroachments at Ugurijan Grant village in Nazira circle of Sifsagar district. However, it was prevented from advancing. He also mentioned that the forest officials, police and authorities visited the site and demolished illegal structures within Assam's territory on the forest area at Smithpur under Sifsagar district's Geleki police station on December 10, 2023. He mentioned an incident where 40 people from Nagaland's Perin entered Herailo village and demolished some houses there, claiming that the area falls within Nagaland. He said in the Karbi Anglong district alone, along the interstate border with Nagaland, there have been as many as 21 instances of encroachment into Assam's territory from the Nagaland side in the last 2 years. Bora further stated that reports of the Nagaland government obstructing the construction of an embankment in the state's Golaghat district close to the interstate border are not true. Atul Bora said that obstructions from the Nagaland side were witnessed during the construction of embankments on the rivers Mera and Jio. It was stated that the matter was resolved by the involvement of the district magistrates along with the police and central forces posted in the area. Moving on, after Ladakh was established as a union territory of India on 31st October 2019, following the passage of the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act, the people of Ladakh have a new demand: statehood. Braving the extreme cold, thousands took out a protest march in Ladakh demanding statehood and 6th schedule status on Saturday. The protests were jointly organized by the Leh Apex Body and Kargil Democratic Alliance. Besides the 2 demands, the outfits have also demanded a dedicated Public Services Commission and 2 parliamentary seats for Ladakh. Videos from Ladakh showed thousands holding banners and placards taking part in the march, stating that only a full statehood where they elect their representatives to govern the region, could fulfill their demand. As the controversy over the Chandigarh mayoral polls reached the Supreme Court had a lot to say. While hearing the petition of AAP over the alleged rigging of the Chandigarh mayor elections, slammed the returning officer whose action was caught on camera and called it a mockery to democracy. The apex court said that it was obvious that the returning officer had defaced the ballot papers and termed it as a murder of democracy. The court also stated that the RO should be persecuted. It further ordered the preservation of the entire record of the election process, including the ballot papers, videography and other materials, through Registrar General of Punjab and Haryana High Court, and also directed that the ensuing meeting of the Chandigarh Corporation shall be deferred till the next date of hearing. It may be mentioned that during the election, the BJP candidate was declared the winner with 16 votes out of 36, where 8 votes of the AAP Congress were declared invalid. The AAP had alleged the BJP of rigging and approached the Supreme Court. In conclusion, former Prime Minister of India P.V. Narasimha Rao, Chaudhary Charan Singh and agronomist M.S. Swaminathan will be conferred with India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. Making the announcement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi posted a series of tweets on each of them. On P.V. Narasimha Rao, PM wrote, Rao's contributions to India's economic transformation and political landscape solidified his legacy as a reformer and statesman. On Chaudhary Charan Singh, he said despite his short tenure, Singh's focus on rural development and social justice left a significant mark on Indian politics. He passed away on May 29, 1987, leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence politicians and activists advocating for the welfare of farmers and marginalized communities. PM posting on MS Swaminathan said Swaminathan's advocacy for sustainable farming practices has earned him global acclaim, including prestigious awards like the World Food Prize and the Padma Vibhushan. His work continues to inspire scientists and policymakers worldwide in addressing food security and promoting sustainable agriculture. 5 announcements have been made by the government for Bharat Ratna within a span of 1 month. Earlier, the names of former Bihar Chief Minister Karpuri Thakur and BJP stalwart Lal Krishna Advani were announced. And that was the top stories of this week. See you next week. Goodbye.